can say it is the base root for these for this caste concept. Okay, and ultimately culture tries to bind everything. And you can say about India. So India is a multicultural nation, the stronghold of caste. Till now we have the influence of caste system since Vedic times until now in this modern or digital world. Okay, so its impact is seen in varied dimensions such as social customs, economic condition, political influence. So as it is just a 10 mark question with 150 words construction, don't want to elaborately write everything. Just what we can say, just a heading is enough. Okay, you don't want to elaborate everything in a what we can say in an explained or detailed manner. Okay, so this is enough. If you want to add points under this means you can write just 2 or 3 lines about each, how the caste is getting its caste is giving its impact in social customs, in economic condition, in political influence like vote bank politics and all. Okay, so and the next. Okay, we can say here the next thing. So caste and multiculturalism are interdependent and old traditional system, we can say here, because it is a subset. No, I have as I have already given a illustration in the first page. So we can say that the strength of the multiculturalism lies in the basis of what we can say here. Instead of caste system, you can even write the commonness, okay, or the commonness of the common interest of the people. You can write instead of caste system. You can write here lies in the basis of the common interest of the people. Okay, instead of using caste system, you can also write common interest of the people. In that, you can replace that word. Okay, so we can say here nowadays interreligious marriage and intercaste marriages are emerging, and this is on one side. On the other, that is on what we can say, in one hand interreligious marriage and intercaste marriages are emerging. So we can say the common interest of the people are heard and it is shared in this multicultural society. And the stratification, that what we can say, the essence of stratification is getting distorted through these intercaste and the interreligious marriage. And after that is, we can say here the common interest binds everything than the stratification. So legislation also, that is legislative measures also helps in building up the multiculturalism in India since independence. After the enactment of the constitution, we can say even the our fundamental rights itself paves way to the multiculturalism in India. But on the other hand, as we have to say here the pros as well as the cons. Okay, so on the other hand, the intolerance arises like what we can say in its forms, in its own forms, like honor killing, lynching and all, to disappear the multicultural society. So these are all the negative, as what we can say, negative impact of the caste system on what we can say in this multicultural Indian society. So we can say this era as the neo-casteism is getting into emerging in India or entering India. Okay, but on the other hand, we are having the negative impact also. So you have to write in this question because it is just a 2 pages question. So and also to 150 words only. So first you have to start with what is the definition of casteism, and you have to say, you have to link casteism and multiculturalism, and how the caste system has its own stronghold in Indian society. In what way? In various forms, the caste system has shown its strength. You have to what we can say, jot down those points, and after that, how multiculturalism is getting what we can say is conserved in India. Excuse me. Hello. Tell me, Piyush. You can't able to. Oh, but it's getting live stream. Okay, I will again send the link.
Yeah, hello, it's now visible. Hello, Niveta, please unmute yourself first.
Yeah,
Yeah,
now I can
and
hear the voice.
yeah, you can reshare the screen now.
Yeah, I will do it now.
Yeah, and start the session now.
Okay,
Niveta,
I think
your screen is not visible.
yeah, I will do because some network issue here.
Yeah, stream is continuing in YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wait for a sec. I don't know why it is happening. So the screen is not getting shared now. Before you have all joined the session, the screen has been shared. Now it is not getting shared. Why? I don't
Please
know.
exit the please exit the PowerPoint presentation and restart it and then reshare the screen.
Wait. I will do that. Okay. Yeah. Now it's getting visible. Can you all see the screen? Is it visible?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, we can start now. I think Priya, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, today's plan is about Indian society, no, and the add-on question of ethics. From the ethics, its essence and determinants. So now I am again going to restart from the first because earlier I have completed the first question. So I will somewhat rush up with this one. You can see it in YouTube also. Okay. I will just give a quick recap of that. So the first question is about has caste lost its relevance in understanding the multicultural Indian society? Elaborate your answer with illustrations. So it is a 10 mark question. So you have to construct your answers within what we can say within 2 pages. So this question is about how that is now as of in the multicultural Indian society where there is no dominant culture, whether the caste has lost its what impact or influence in the multicultural Indian society. They are asking you, okay, whether caste has lost its influence in the multicultural Indian society where there is no dominant culture. Okay, so this is the meaning of the question. So you can write it from yes or no point, or also you can write yes, in some extent it lost its relevance, and to some extent it is influencing till now. Okay, you can give your dimensions in these three ways, whether yes or no, but diplomatically as a bureaucrat you have to write in both the ways. You have to write from the yes point of view also, and also to a no point, but to a lesser extent only. Okay, we can still we are having the influence of caste in the multicultural Indian society. Okay, it is admittable. Okay, so they are asking you to elaborate your answer with some illustrations also. You have to give your explanations also in that. So as the introduction, you see, you can start with what is caste according to your according to your opinion in the Indian context. Okay, so we can say here it is nothing but the group of shared interest, customs, or lineage of their own. Okay, this is my point of view regarding caste in the Indian context. You can give your own definition. Okay, but it should not be. It should be relevant as of Indian context, and it should not deviate from the topic. Okay. And next, so you have to start the question with the introduction of what is caste, and then you have to say here how the caste has originated and how the caste has introduced into India. So we can say here caste system, that is nothing but varnashram or varna system based on occupation, has its impact, has its origin since the Rig Vedic time, no? So you can just give a paragraph about its origin, and you can say here, now you have to show the linkage between caste and culture. So now I am showing its linkage in the form of an illustration here, in the form of a Venn diagram, subset diagram, set diagram. So I am giving an explanation to this also. Caste is a factor in determining the culture. Okay, it is also one of the factor. It is not the only one factor. It is one of the factors in determining the culture. So, but caste can be even the subset of religion too. Okay, so we can say here religion also forms the base root for the caste, and ultimately culture only binds the common interest of the people. Okay, So first, introduction of the caste. Second, how the caste and the culture are getting linked. And third, you have to write India, how in multicultural Indian society, caste has its impact or influence. So that should be your third paragraph. Okay, because this is a 2-page question only, and you have word construction up to 150 words. Okay, so you have to remind that. You should keep in your mind about the word construction as well as the page construction. Okay, so the third paragraph will be about India is nothing but the multicultural nation. It has its stronghold of caste in its various dimensions, we can say, in social customs, economic condition, political influence, till now, right from the origin until now in this modern, or what we can say, in the digital world, digital India also, we are having the impact of caste system in the multicultural society, though we all have the common interest. Okay, so and then I have to say again, I am linking here that caste and multiculturalism are interdependent and the old traditional system. So the strength of the caste system lies in the common interest. So instead of writing the caste system, you can replace it with common interest. Okay, common interest of the people. And we can say now relevant. So now we are coming to the last part of the question. That is, we are going to give the illustrations. So we can say here, through the interreligious marriage, intercaste marriage, the common interest of the people is shared and are heard, their voices are heard, and the stratification is getting distorted nowadays through these measures. But this is one point of view. And also we can say the legislation also favors multiculturalism, that we can see in our fundamental rights itself. Okay. And on the other hand, we should say the positive as well as the negative impact. Okay, so influence will be of positive as well as negative, no? And the question is about whether it has lost its relevance. So you have to say here, it has not lost its relevance completely. Partially, we can say here. Partially, that is on the yes side as well as on the no side, only to a lesser extent. Okay. So at last, I am concluding here that on the other hand, the intolerance arises, like we can say honor killing or lynching. We are hearing about these news nowadays. Okay, for the past 3 years, 3 to 4 years, we are having more news regarding the honor killing, lynching, and all. So intolerance getting arised, and this is trying to disappear. This is trying to dissipate our multicultural Indian society. So at last, the conclusion should be now the neo-casteism has been emerging. So at last, we have to say here that only through the people's change in people's behavior, that is through the intellectual behavior of the society throughout a period of time, only we can achieve the what we can say, the pure or the true multicultural society in India with no negative influence of any parameter or factor. So this is what a 150 words, 2 pages question is should be answered. Okay. Shall we move on to second question? Whether anyone having doubt or suggest or any suggestions? Shall we move on to the second question?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. The second question is also regarding the Indian society. So diversity. So it is one of the salient features of our Indian society. So the question is about in the context of the diversity of India, can it be said that, wait a minute. Okay. Can it be said that regions from cultural units rather than the states? So give reasons with examples for your viewpoint. What is the question? What is the meaning of the question means? They are directly asking you whether the states are based on culture or as of the States Reorganization Act. Okay, that is they are asking you whether culture binds the states or else any other factors binding the state. So the question is about how the diverse cultural units are having their own impact in the diverse plural society of India. Okay. So the question is about whether the Indian states have more relevance on culture. Okay. So first you have to understand the question clearly. So here we can start the introduction with India as a country with a diverse culture or varied cultures. So, but in the 1956 only, that is Fasal Ali Commission has been, what we can say, they have made a Fasal Ali Commission, and based on their recommendation only, for the administrative convenience, the states are divided based on the linguistic. So language is also a part of the culture, we can say, in India. Okay. So language is a part. So second paragraph should be, so language is just language or linguistic. Okay. Linguistics. So it's just a part of the States Reorganization Act 1956. Yet the culture plays a significant role in binding the state boundaries. We can say, so the southern part of India will be having a certain culture which are common irrespective of everything, and also the eastern part will be having a common culture irrespective of their religion or any other, or we can say even the tribes. Okay, and the northwestern and northern part will be, they will be having a common interest or shared interest. Okay, despite every what we can say varied forms or various parameters. So we can say here first, what is culture? So you have to start the question with what type of society is India, and how the Indian states have been organized after independence. And you have to say, yet we have made language as one of the parameter for administrative convenience. Culture only binds the diverse India. So after that, you have to write what is culture according to your point of view. The definition for culture is very good in the Ministry of Culture website. You can refer the Ministry of Culture website and you can note down the definition of culture there. Okay. So this definition is about my point of view, but you can have the best definition for culture in the Ministry of Culture website. Okay. So I have written here my perspective. It's a mixture of beliefs, behavior, and way of communication, which is passed on from one generation to generation. So that is nothing but culture. It is a way of communication, culture. So because culture will be having more common interest or shared interest. Okay. So for example, because you have to show your, you have to give your reasons with examples for your viewpoint. So they have clearly given in the question that you have to give your reasons with examples for the viewpoint we are taking here. Okay. So I am telling here, culture binds India. So I have given just example of the northeastern people has their own customs in marriage, though we are having different types of tribes in northeastern part of India, but the customs in marriage will be most probably same among all the types of tribes or among all the different tribes. Okay, we can say. And in the southern part, it will be different. The northwestern part, it will be what we can say in a different way. So the culture in the diverse India, culture has some common interest as well as some differences. Yet we can say here the culture binds the boundaries of India. So you have to just show the what we can say the factors influencing culture with the examples. Not so what not in much detailed. Just you can write your examples in just 2 lines or a single line. Okay, that's enough because you have to show the show the factors influencing the culture, and you also give examples to the cultures parameters or factors. Okay, and it is not necessary to cover all the parameters for culture, because in culture we will be having food, attire or dress, way of communication, customs and practices in religion, social, okay, occupation, everything will be there. So you no need to write everything in detail. So because within the 7 minutes you have to 7 to 10 minutes you have to think about those, and you have to decipher in your and you have to deliver in your paper. So it will not be that much easy to cover everything. So you can say certain common parameters, or what we can say factors influencing culture in India. Okay. So now here I have started with the marriage custom, and the next point you can see here I have taken religion. So see here, religion also has its own impact in culture, because in the northeastern part of India, we are having the culmination of Hinduism, Buddhism, and Christianity, and Buddhism, especially in the Ladakh Union Territory, and Hinduism in the southern part of India, especially in Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, and you can say Christianity in Kerala border, in the Kerala state also you can mention that. Okay, and you can see after that, after the religion, I have given here the dress and the food practice also binds the diverse India. Okay, so we can say here just attire and food practice are also subsets of culture and diverse India based on the crops or soil type. Okay, just I have given what are the factors influencing culture and how it is binding our Indian society. Okay, and I am giving here starting from marriage. At the end, I am giving here the lineage also. So matrilineal lineage can be seen in tribal groups even till now. Okay, so mostly we are having the patriarchal society set up, but even in but till now in tribes the matrilineal lineage continues, and it can be seen in Kasi Garo tribes in Meghalaya, and even the isolated sentinelese tribes also form the part of plural India, though vulnerable, because we are having our country is a it is a subcontinent. No, our country is a subcontinent. As I have given in the first paragraph itself, we are having varied geographical features and varied cultures. So we can say beyond the State Reorganization Act, culture is also an important factor which till now preserve our integrity. Okay, so at last you have to conclude your answer in the way culture represents the culture represents the attitudes, values, socio-economic life of the people, not just confined to the borders. So we can see the shared common interest of the people along the across the borders. Okay, so not just the State Reorganization Act for the sake of administrative convenience is binding our states. The culture really binds the what we can say federating units of India. So this is what the question is asked about. So the question is about starting from you have to write about the culture and what are the factors influencing the culture, and you have to give some examples to that. Okay, so that's the need of the question, and it is clearly given. You can also even add more points. Okay, and next shall we move on to next question? Ethics. And I am giving you a suggestion that so practice more society type of questions, because in the GS1 paper, history and geography question will be mostly direct type of questions, but the society question will be linking, that is, it is like a linking subject where you have to link the history, geography, as well as the, or we can say, economy part. Okay, and you have to add on more current affairs to that too. So that type of questions will be given the next 2 days also. You can practice well. Okay, so Indian society is a very important what we can say subject in the GS1 paper. Many will be thinking that society paper will be very easy and you can write just like that in a generalistic form, but first important thing in Indian society paper is nothing but the understanding of the question is very, very important. If you read a question at once, you cannot get a clear idea. You have to jot down each and every word in the question, and you have to link those words and try to frame the answer within 7 to 10 minutes. Okay, so though the question may be looking like very simple, it has its own intrinsic and delicate part. So Indian society paper is not like a piece of cake. You have to make it yours own through answering many Indian society questions, because many will be thinking that Indian society means it is very easy to write the answer. But if you miss a single word, the entire answer will be what we can say, will become a hazard. Okay. So next one, add on ethics. Shall we move on to the third question?
Okay,
Ethics is
ma'am.
always my favorite subject. Okay. Okay, we will move on. So explain how ethics contributes to social and human well-being. So it is very direct question. So you don't want to think more on this. So first you have to give a definition of ethics. Okay, so what are the values, or the what are the values revolving around the ethics, and you have to split the question into two parts: how it is helping human well-being as an individual, and how it is helping the group of individuals as in the society form. Okay, so that
Your
is the
screen is not visible.
oh, not visible. Wait,
Your
Piyush, I will check to
not
that.
visible.
Now is it visible?
Ma'am, it's
Not
visible
visible.
to me.
Oh,
Okay,
visible to you.
I think
Yeah,
I will
Piyush.
I'll
Okay,
exit. You can continue.
okay. I will continue. So this is a very direct question and a very simple question. So just they are asking you how ethics. That is, what is the influence of ethics in social and the human well-being? There are three parts in the question. So first you have to write what is ethics.
Ma'am, ma'am,
Tell me, Priya.
is ethics as a moral in society?
Ethics, yeah, we can say moral principles in the society, which is universally acceptable.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, which is universally acceptable. And each community will be having their own ethics. That is not discussed here. It is a universally acceptable value. Okay, here.
Okay,
Like
ma'am.
we should follow our fundamental duties and all there, no? So like that, it is a universal concept. Here we are seeing. And each and every community will be having their own ethics. Okay, that
Yes,
you
ma'am.
can see in the dimensions of ethics. Okay, in types of ethics you will be seeing that. Okay, Priya, now I will move on to this question again. Okay, so the introduction will be what is ethics. It is nothing but a set of values and principles which is defined to distinguish between right and wrong in the societal system, which are framed by the which are framed by the people, human. Okay, so the essence and determinants of the ethics meant the ways for individual as well as the organization, because what we are following as what we can say here, a human is a basic unit of the whole society, as we will say always, family is the basic unit of the society. A human is the basic unit of the whole society. So what are the values concerning human or individual is also concerning the society, organization, like society as well. Okay, society is also a type of organization only, group of people living in harmony. Okay, so society is also a type of organization. So what are all the values needed for the individual is also binding the organization as well. So next, I am we have to proceed. What are the values revolving around ethics? Don't need to write everything, just I am giving you an illustration form here. This is itself enough, because if you write in words one by one, the word restriction will be not enough. You will be exceeding your word limit. So you can, wherever you have to show more points, you can write those points in the form of an illustration. Okay, as I have already told you, So it will conserve your words and you will not exceed your word limit. That's why. So what are the ethical values revolving around the individual as well as the society means? Integrity, emotional intelligence, attitude, tolerance, responsibility, resilience, empathy, everything is there. And you can see here while writing about the values, I am writing the each and every word what is given in the syllabus. As I have already told in the first day of the class, while explaining about the mains brainstorming syllabus, I have told you that you should have the habit of reading syllabus daily, because for mainly for the ethics subject you can find more vocabulary which will be useful for you. Okay, so from those words, that is from the vocabulary given in the syllabus paper only I have written here, because while reading continuously those words will be getting registered in your mind, okay, strongly, and without any thinking you will be writing those words, okay, like an involuntary action. That's why I am telling it again and again. What I can say, why I am reiterating this means it is very much important, at least for the ethics subject. Okay, so before the ethics subject you should have a very good vocabulary. So that's why I am telling that. Okay, now we will move on to those questions. So I am splitting up the question in two parts now. For the human wellness, what are all the things needed? So in the first page, what is ethics and what are the values of the ethics? And the second page, we will be writing about we have split the question into two parts now, for human wellness and the social wellness no. So in the second page, just write about what are all the how the ethics helps for the human wellness and how the ethics helps in social wellness. So contribution of ethics in human well-being and contribution of ethics in social well-being. That's all. Okay. So for an individual, for a human well-being, we can say modesty can be retained, dutiful person and accountable person, a responsibility and compassionate towards the needy, and stress and time management, because emotional intelligence is also one of the values no. And we can say here decision making in their own life. Okay, so these are all certain what we can say certain parts I have covered regarding the contribution of ethics. You can also add even more points and you can have your own what can say your own understanding, and you can write more points. I have written just for the sake of 150 words these points. Okay, and next, so the second part of the question, social wellness. For the social well-being, how the ethics is helping the societal part. Okay, so here I have just shown it in the form of a diagrammatic representation. Okay, in order to avoid the exceedance of the word limit. Okay, so I see here organization management ethics is needed. Professional ethics we can say here. Instead of writing organization management, also professional ethics is a good word. You can replace it with an environment conservation, because for the society you need everything. You have to cover everything, no? So economic, political, and environmental. So you have to cover all the areas holistically. So just I have shown different branches of ethics where the contribution of ethics is more for the welfare of the society or societal well-being. Okay, so environment conservation is needed, and the promotion of the gender equality and justice and rule of law. Yes, we are all having everything in our constitution itself have its own ethics, no? Through the fundamental rights, fundamental duties, and DPSP, we can say. So that's why I have written here organization management, justice and rule of law, work culture or professional ethics, and promoting literacy, that is education. Through the intellectual, promoting literacy will increase the intellectual behavior of human in the society, to get a stronghold of democracy on liberty. Okay, and regulation of health sector, awareness in reducing social crimes. Okay, so you can diversify your answer even more. Okay, this is just a sample for you. You can even more diversify your answer in more perspectives. Okay, just I have given you the layout for this question. Okay, because ethics is purely based on each one's perception. So this is my perception. Okay, you will have your own perception. But the essence of the question should not get deviated. So the question is about contribution of ethics in social and human well-being. So you have to start with the definition of ethics and what are all the determinants of ethics and values of ethics, and you have to split the question now into two parts for human well-being and the social well-being. Okay, so at last you have to write here about the what we can say beauty of ethics in the conclusion part. So literally, the ethics and its essence plays an inevitable role in individual as well as social as a whole. So the basic root of ethics is nothing but welfare and its action. That's all. Still, anyone is having doubt in this question? Because we have come to the last part of the session.
No, ma'am, I think it's clear.
Okay, Priya. Okay, someone has messaged. Okay. So, okay, guys, tomorrow also we will see 3 more questions, and tomorrow morning I will upload those questions. Try to answer everything. Okay, I will upload the questions tomorrow morning. Good night, sweet dreams. We will wind up the session.
Ni- Nivedita, please
Ah,
end the session by logging into YouTube. There is a option end live stream. Please end from there
end
as
live
well.
stream. Okay, Piyush, I will do that today.
First,
Okay,
end live stream there and then end here.
okay, okay, guys. Thank you. Good night.